Australia could become the first country in the world to ban the Chinese AI app DeepSeek on national security grounds. Joining us live now is the Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister, David Coleman. David, thanks for your time this morning. So Susan Lee told us a moment ago that the opposition would support this. Do you have any issue with it at all?
No, not at all. I think it's very sensible for the government to act on that security advice, which seems to be quite clear-cut. So, no, we fully support that decision, Pete.
I know a lot of your colleagues too in the Liberal Party are using other apps, Red Note as well, to connect with the Chinese community. Do you have concerns about the use of that, even if they're on private phones, because it is still collecting data?
Well, look, we haven't called for any further bans on those apps, Pete, and obviously always take advice from agencies and so on. This DeepSeek ban that the government's announced today is about government devices. It's about the retention of information in China, and we support that, but we're not calling for further bans.
All right, David, still with China, overnight its government has announced plans to fight back against US tariffs on some American products. How exposed are we in this, and is there opportunity?
Look, Pete, I think that the key issue here for Australia is making sure that our relationship with the United States stays strong, that we succeed as we did under the coalition back in 2017 in ensuring that our products aren't hit with tariffs. There's lots of good reasons why Australia shouldn't be. We've got a strong trade surplus with the US. We're investing very heavily in the US through the AUKUS deal and through the significant increase in defence expenditure from the coalition. So this, frankly, should be something that Australia can manage successfully. That's what we expect. That's what we want to see. And that's what we want the government to deliver.
But just on these China tariffs, I mean, it's going to increase taxes on American coal and gas. I mean, is there an opportunity for our producers to exploit that?
Look, Pete, I think as a general principle, we're a trading nation. We support free trade, and the key priority for us here is to make sure that tariffs are not slapped on Australian goods and services.
Yeah, okay.
There'll obviously be bumps in the road and ups and downs in the global situation, but the government's job is to keep Australia out of these tariffs, and that's what they need to do.
OK, just in the theatre of politics today in Canberra, the Prime Minister still hasn't come up with much of a response when it comes to what he knew about that van that was full of explosives. Is that going to be a key attack line for you today?
Well, it certainly should be, Peter. I mean, this is just outrageous. I mean, on the issue of anti-Semitism, he's the Prime Minister in name only. He is defined by his absence. He was absent after that night of infamy at the Opera House on October 9. He was absent after those horrendous harassment of Jewish students on our campuses. He has been absent from day one. And what he's doing here, Pete, is basically saying, because I suspect the answer is an embarrassing one for the Prime Minister, when were you briefed? He's saying, well, I can't tell you because for security reasons. Well, if that's the case, why was he able to explain when he was briefed on other matters? No, I mean, nobody believes that he can't say when he was briefed for security reasons. I mean, Chris Minns has already been clear when he was briefed, but it appears that the Prime Minister was completely out of the loop, was basically not even in the room. And when you're the Prime Minister, by definition, the job is to lead. And if it's the case that agencies and others didn't feel any need to brief the Prime Minister, perhaps because he's been so absent from day one, it's a shocking indictment on Mr Albanese. But look, he's just got to fess up and say, look, this is when I was briefed. Be frank about it, because everyone knows why he doesn't want to say.
OK, that's an idea of what the Prime Minister can expect when it comes to questions today. David, thank you for your time.